look at the production here. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. I'm doing a top 10 tips for agent attraction and also underneath another presentation for production. So, oh, hi guys. I guess I'm ready. Okay, let's do this. I guess you saw me at action, or in action, I should say. Thank you so much for having me today. I am Gogo Bethke, in case you don't know me. I joined the company in 2018. It was the best business decision that I have ever made in my real estate career. I've been in real estate now for 12 years. I've been proudly with EXP for 4. EXP changed my life. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is 10 tips for agent attraction. And I'll tell you a little bit about my agent attraction career, so said here at EXP, because I wasn't a mega icon team when I came over. I didn't even have a team, right? I had a very small I had an assistant, Christy, who was my right hand. And that was pretty much it when I came over to EXP. If it wasn't for my husband, I had people talk to me about EXP many times. I, for whatever reason, didn't see or didn't want to see, maybe because I was drinking the Kool-Aid somewhere else. And it was my husband, thank God, who said, you need to pull the trigger and you need to pull it now. And that was 4 years ago, thank God. And since then, I have personally brought over 240 agents in my frontline and my husband frontline. So together, we have brought over 240 agents frontline. And today, the Team Gogo organization, so my organization, we call Team Gogo, it is over 1,040 agents as of yesterday. I didn't check it this morning. So I'm here to share a couple of my thoughts about agent attraction. It might be a little different. I am Eastern European. I was raised with tough love. I have a little bit of a different mindset, I guess, on life because of coming from communism. So hopefully I'm not too rough on you guys, but let's get started. So number one, when you do anything, right, in business, now think of it this way. I built everything with social media, but when I say have an account, I mean a business account. We all have personal accounts. I have personal accounts. That's where I have fun, right, on social media. But when it comes to real estate and taking my business seriously, I absolutely do it on social media, but do it on a business account. So if you could create yourself a business profile, or hopefully you already have one, then you have the basis. On your business profile, though, you have to take your business seriously. So I don't want to see that you're a foodie. I don't want to see that you love yoga and you have a cat. None of that. Do I love yoga? Yes. Am I a foodie? Yes. Do I love to travel? Absolutely. Do I have a bulldog? Yes. Do I have kids? Yes. But you're not going to see that on my business profile. Because if you don't take your business seriously, they are not going to take you seriously. Make sense? So you want to look at your business profile on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of those as your storefront. If there was a boulevard of realtors, and somebody's walking down on the boulevard and looking at your storefront, are they going to come into your store or are they going to come into mine? So you need to make sure, because there's many realtors, right? Not only that there's many realtors in the industry, thank God, because we can attract them all to EXP, right? But there are also very many realtors that are already here, right? So if there's 86,000 of us, that means somebody who's not with EXP right now, they have a choice who they want to join the company with. Make sense? So I want you to keep that in mind, that your storefront, so that has to be appetizing. So when somebody comes in or walks in front of your store, they actually come in to buy something. So that's your business profile. So that was number one tip, okay? So make sure that your business profile is business. Make sure your account is set up for business, and make sure that you depersonalize it. Now, I don't want you to depersonalize it too long or too much, because you still want people to truly know you, but leave things in there that fits your business personality profile, okay? The next one, tip number 2, and hopefully you're writing these down. So have a notebook so you can write these down. Hopefully you learned something today. Even if you just learn one thing every single day, no matter how small it is, even if it's a 1% change in your business, by the end of the year, it's a 365% change, right? If you change 1% every day, it's 365% by the end of the year. So I'm huge on notes. And of course, it's personalized. My notebook, I could build homes with my notebooks. Here's my EXP Team Gogo notebook. And everybody that joins EXP with me gets a notebook and a Team Gogo pen. This is their first gift from me to them. Mine, I literally just filled it out to the last page. Like I'm literally right now writing on the inside of the book because I ran out. And Christy is shipping me the next one, but it didn't get here yet. So personalize that. Next one. So number 2, don't sell your brokerage, sell your successes. What does that mean? If you keep saying, well, EXP can give you a cab back, or EXP, we have health insurance, or at EXP, you can have a downline, right? Like, don't do stuff like that, because people don't care, right? You want to look at it, what would change their lives? So instead of selling the product, but you still need to know the product. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But instead of selling the product, I want you to sell how it changed your life, or what part of the company that made you make the switch, right? So number one, I want you to create a video if you haven't yet, and I want you to call it Why I Joined EXP video. Well, that's what I call it. You can call it whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to call it Why I Joined EXP video. And I want you to create one. Now you're going to shoot it horizontally. So not this way. You're going to shoot it this way, right? Because anything that you're building into a website, right, you need to shoot it horizontally because you need to store it. It needs to be wide angle, right? And you need to store it on the YouTubes and those kind of things to build it into a website. So make sure you shoot it horizontally. Make sure you have natural light on your face, and just be like, just truly talk from the heart. What I want you to cover in the Why I Joined video is who you are, but I don't want you to go back to your childhood. When I was born in Transylvania, right? Like, no offense, but nobody cares, right? You want to give them just enough in a very short period of time that they have a reason to look up to you so they can watch the rest of the video, right? So in my case, for example, I might have said that I was with Real Estate Home for 7.5 years, and I went to Keller Williams. I was a top producer at both of the offices. So I gave you enough information in that little segment that you're like, oh, she's a top producer. Oh, she's been in the industry for 7.5 years, right? Something so they can look up to you, but not too much about yourself. And then I go into the 3 reasons why I joined EXP. My 3 reasons were, number one is the ability to earn your cap back, so the ICON program. Number 2 is the ability to have ownership in the company, no matter if you are day 1 agent or if you've been in the industry for 40 years, right? And then number 3 is revenue share. So I did come for revenue share because by the time I joined EXP, I had 30-some thousand followers on Instagram. And I would say 90% of them were realtors, right? So I was in communication with realtors already, trying to change lives, and it was taking time away from my production, but I never could figure out a way to get paid for that time. Now, revenue share allows me to do what I love, which is changing lives, because I love this industry, and I think everybody should be a realtor who wants to be a realtor, because there is no ceiling for us. We can do whatever we want, right? So through this video, I want you to talk for the 3 reasons of why you joined EXP and why you believe that this company is the best fit. So whoever's watching that video can have that same feeling. And then the very end of that video, you have to assume that they are stupid and they have no idea why they just watched this video. And you want to literally spell it out to them like they're 3 years old. You want to spell it out to them. I want you to click the link below and jump into my calendar, right? Or I want you to DM me, or I want you to send me a message, or I want you to send me an email, or here's my cell phone number, give me a call. I would love to tell you more about it. Assume that they don't understand why you just created this video and what you want to achieve with that video, right? So at the end, you'll say, I would love if you decided to bring your business over to EXP. It would be my honor to be your sponsor in the company. If you would like to learn more about the opportunity, just call me, DM me, here's my cell phone number, however you want to do it. I make them jump into my calendar and they watch 9 videos before they can talk to me. But how you want to do it, that is absolutely up to you. The next one is facts tell, stories sell. So instead of saying that, EXP has an ICON program, and if you sell 20 transactions over capping in your own anniversary year, then you get your 16,000 back in company stocks, and you do have to work a little bit for those stocks. They have to vest for 3 years, and yada, yada, yada. Instead of telling facts about it, I want you to think of who is that person in your downline or organization, who is that person within the company that you know that's the ICON agent that you could use their story, right? So for example, I have in the Team Gogo organization, if I remember correctly, we have 26 ICON agents. And out of those 26, one of them is Yasmin Rogers, and she's an immigrant like myself. She's from Mexico. I'm from Romania, different continents, but immigrants. We have that in common. And she joined us in the last 2.5 years. She ICON 3 times. So that's a story. Instead of me telling about the ICON program, I can tell Yasmin's story, right? And through her story, someone will relate. So facts tell, stories sell, okay? The next one is FOMO, the fear of missing out. Now, people don't join brokerages, people join people, right? So because they could join with you, they could join with me, they could join with Joe Schmo over there, right? So since they're joining with people, now we have to decide who is that people going to be. Of course, I want to be me and you want to be you. They want you to choose you as their sponsor and I want them to choose me as their sponsor, right? So when you create FOMO, the fear of missing out, how do you do that? By showing the good life, by showing what you're going through, by showing what this company did to you, by showing that you can do business from the beach, by showing that you have a retirement account, by showing that you've only been with the company for 9 months and you ICON'd and you earned your cap back, right? So creating FOMO means showing what the company does for you versus talking about it. right? You want them to see it in action. So for example, let's say I'm driving my car, right? I'm not talking about what car what car just bought me, which is a very, very nice car in case you guys want to know. It's a Mercedes AMG something. I don't know, fancy, 604 horsepower, and it's 6,000 pounds, so I can write it off. That's what I care about. But anyway, what you want to do is not talk about the car that the company bought you, but shoot a video in the car talking about whatever you want to talk about, and they can see that in the background. They're like, ooh, Gogo drives an AMG, nice. I think it's 650 S Coupe or something like that. I don't know. I don't do cars. Those kind of things, right? By showing that you can afford to go on a 2-week vacation to the French Riviera, that's FOMO, okay? The next one, say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. So what does this mean? There's only one of you and there's only 24 hours in a day. So if you're constantly saying yes to everything, you're going to run out of time. So I want you to look at things. Is this a good idea or is this a great idea? I'll give you an example. During COVID, I opened a few companies, 4, I think, to be exact, which I got good ideas. And I was like, oh, I need to act on it. And I opened a transaction coordination company. Was it a good idea? Yes, it was. Did it make money? Yes, it did. Was it a lot of headache and required a lot of my time and a very detail-oriented for very little money? Absolutely. So how I want you to look at this. Let's say you have choices. This only works if you have choices, right? So let's say that this company right here, it takes 8 hours of your time, okay? And it makes you, let's say, $1,000. And then this company here takes 2 hours of your time, or even better, it takes 1 hour of your time and makes you $7,000 in that 1 hour. Where should you spend your time? Should you spend 8 hours here for $1,000, or should you spend 1 hour here for $7,000? Right? So you need to create yourself the opportunities, the good opportunities and the great opportunities. And when you have multiple, you get to choose. But that only works if you're truly making business decision, not feeling decision. I don't care how this company makes you feel. In the end of the day, you work for money. And if this company makes me little money for the time that I'm invested, then you need to spend the time here. So I want you to think everything through in the future of where you're spending your time. Look at your calendar. Because some of you are like, well, I don't have time for agent interaction. I'm like, show me your calendar, because I guarantee you, if I go in there 5 minutes, I can clean some stuff up. You will have plenty of time for agent interaction. So say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. And the next one is dare to be rare. I am, as Brand Gove says it, I am looking for the people who are looking for me. I don't want to be business partners with people that are not like me. I don't want to be, I'm way too old now, right, guys? I want to hang with my people in the way that I can control who's my people in my Team Gogo family organization is by showing the world of who I am, what I stand for, what is my work ethic. And then those people will find me. And when they find something in common with me, we will earn their trust. And when we have their trust, eventually they will join us. So what I want you to do is be yourself, dare to be rare. I don't want to be you and I don't want your people, because we're probably not going to get along, right? I want to be me and I want to find my people. And again, Brand Gove says, I am looking for the people who are looking for me. Write this down, because this way you will create a tribe, you will create a family, a community. We call ours the Team Gogo International Family of Agents, because we are international and because we are a family of agents, right? We refer to one another, we go to events together, we hang out. I mean, we vacation, they come to my house, I stay at theirs when I go speak. So it is truly a family, and that's what I want to be building. I don't want to have to be in business with someone. I don't care how much money I make if they're not my people, okay? Everyone is gettable. I was one of those agents when I was like, oh, hell no, I will never join EXP. So everyone is gettable. Write this down. Maybe not now, but one day that broker is going to piss them off. One day that check's going to be missing, or money's going to be missing from that commission. Or one day they wanted something and the broker didn't approve it. Or one day their cap got raised after they spent 20 years with that company. Or one day maybe they finally realized, hold on a minute, I did spend 20 years with this company and I don't have anything to show for. Whatever that is, everyone is gettable. And the next one is well chart. You need to track everything that you do, because if you don't track it, you can grow it, guys. So there's a wild chart. I think there's a free one in my Gogo's Real Estate profile. So if you go on Instagram and you go to Gogo's Real Estate, if you go under links, there's all kinds of free stuff. So go there, have at it, but track what you're doing. And there is an EXP wall chart. I would strongly recommend for you to download that and start tracking your agents. What gets celebrated gets duplicated. So what does that mean? I feel like the one thing that EXP doesn't have is that local community where we can go into an office and have a potluck, right? We don't have that. We don't have offices. I mean, some do, but it belongs to a team. So it's kind of awkward for me to take my Team Gogo organization into someone's team. They're not in their team, not in their downline, right? So what is my duty as their sponsor and as their leader is to celebrate them. So make sure that they feel at home, that they feel that they belong to a community. So in the Team Gogo organization, we celebrate quite a lot. We celebrate on an agent icons. Actually, if you go on Instagram and you go to my stories, you're going to see it today. And today is the 22nd of February, depending when you're watching this. You're going to see it today that one of our agent, Ashley Kimball, she just iconed and we mailed her a mug. So we have branded mugs for all of our icons. So it says Team Gogo Icon Agent EXP, and congratulations, we send them a nice note and all that. We send them notebooks and a pen when they join us. So they get a notebook like this, welcome to Team Gogo, and a note inside of it that says, if you don't write your dreams down, it doesn't exist. We also celebrate birthdays. When an agent signs up with me on the application, we ask for their birthday, and then I call and sing happy birthday to all of my frontline agents. Now, it is torture because I don't necessarily have a Celine Dion voice, but it's the thought that counts, right? Is to take the time out of your day to celebrate the agent that decided to partner with you. And then every month we celebrate our top producers and top agent attractors. Top producers, we calculate from the rev share numbers that we are able to see, which is sometimes not the true numbers because I don't get to see what they produce above capping. Sometimes we might be celebrating the wrong agent, but hey, these are the numbers that I get to see. And hopefully today our agents understand that. And the next one is the top agent attractor. So every month we celebrate the person, the agent who brought the most agents that previous month. So what gets celebrated gets duplicated. Celebrate your agents so you don't lose them, because agent retention is a thing, meaning you're going to work really hard to get them to come, right? You're going to have to work just as hard, if not harder, to make them stay. It's a totally different game. So if they don't feel belong, if they don't feel like they belong, if they feel like they're not heard, they're not noticed, they're going to go somewhere where they are, and you don't want that to happen. Tools for attraction: have your own website. So this is number 4, tools for attraction. Your own website. You have to have a .com, your name. I have a boot camp. You can message me later on that if you're interested. That's what we build. We build people's websites. But number 1, you have to have your .com. Why? Because think of it like a funnel. Think of it like you have all of these social media platforms: the Facebooks, the Instagram, the LinkedIn, the TikToks, the name it, right? And there are people on there. Do you have to call them today to visit TikTok? Do you have to call them to open Facebook? No, everybody does, right? So what these platforms do very, very well is that they generate the traffic. Now, your job as the marketer, and by the way, the best marketer wins, your job as a marketer is to take them off of those platforms, use those platforms for their traffic organically, right? And then generate that traffic over somewhere. Well, where's that somewhere? You're going to have to take them off of Facebook and over to your website. So if I'm posting a video on Facebook and telling you about the amazing opportunity for you to partner with me at EXP, I need to tell you, click the link below. Well, that link is going to take you to a website. On that website, you're going to see my video, why I joined EXP, other videos, and there's going to be a link to my calendar for you to jump into my calendar. You have to control your traffic. So if you don't have a website, you just did that video, who looked at it? Can they even talk to you? You're going to lose them if you don't have a website. You must have a website. Also, I use a company called CRM Grow for Big Brother. CRM Grow is founded by an actual EXP agent and allows you to post videos, but it has a tracker in the background, so you get to see who watches those videos. So what does that mean? If somebody watches my 9 minute and 32 second EXP explained video, and they watched it for 57 seconds, do you think they're interested? Right? I'm not going to be calling them. But if somebody watched it and it's a 9 minute, 32 second video and they watched it for 9 minutes and 32 seconds, do you think they're interested? Should I call them? Oh, absolutely. So I see, as soon as they are done and they finish the video, I see who they are, because they have to put their name and email address and phone number in there in order to watch the video. So I see everything about them, and I see how long they watched the video. So I know if it's worth my time to reach out or not. So if they watched it for 9 minutes and 32 seconds, trust me, I'm all over it. I text them. I'm like, hey, how did you like the video? And they're like, what the? How does she know? It's Big Brother. So use CRM Grow. That's what I use. Pink sheet. So pink sheet, what we call the pink sheet is our sign-up sheet. And on the sign-up sheet, we ask, so outside of the ICA that the agent sign when they join, I have my own sign-up sheet, right? We call it the pink sheet. On the pink sheet, we ask them name, email address, phone number. We ask their social media profile so we can announce them when they come. Because again, you want to create FOMO. Because if Jessica joined you, her best friend Kevin will too, right? So create FOMO. So you want their social media profile so you can tag them when they join. And then you want their birthday, so you can call them and sing them happy birthday or send them a gift or whatever you want to do. You want their physical location because you want to be able to send them all of these gifts. And I told you the notebooks, the mugs, they have to be mailed somewhere, right? You need to know if they're agents or broker, because if they're an agent, much easier and faster to bring them on. And if they're a broker, so I need to know that ahead of time. So that's what we call the pink sheet. So I want you to create your own pink sheet. But again, if you want to know more about my bootcamp, just ask me later. We create all of these for you. Why I switched to EXP video, we talked about that already. Your Facebook group. Now you need to have a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group, a workplace group, because you need to be able to create that community. So again, my community is called Team Gogo. We do a lot of weekly trainings in there, a lot of announcements, anything that EXP comes out with. I need to be able to reach the masses. So you need to create a Facebook group or a workplace group. Okay, for your group, and name your group. And the next one is Calendly. You must have Calendly, because on the website that I was talking about, when you say jump into my calendar, that's a Calendly link where it talks to your calendar, right? And it shows them that you're available Tuesday between 2 and 4, but that's the only availability. So you must have Calendly. Some of these are third-party companies, of course, like Facebook, Calendly. They have free version of stuff, but then they are paid versions of stuff. So I pay for Calendly, I pay for CRM Grow. All of these companies are third-party, but you have to think about, okay, even if it just gets you one agent for a lifetime. If CRM Grow just gets you one agent, pays for itself, like 10 years over, right? Okay, the next one, how to attract. So this is number 5. Let's talk EXP calls. So after I get them off of Facebook, I got them onto my website, and the website, I get them into my calendar, right? I call it Let's Talk EXP. And that Let's Talk EXP call, by that time, they watch 9 videos on my website before they can even schedule, because my website says you must watch all 9 videos before you can schedule with me. If you guys want to see this in action, just go to gogobethke.com, the EXP Partner With Me button, and you'll see my site. So on there, when we finally jump on the call, I only have to answer their objections. I don't have to explain the model. I don't have to go through all of the EXP offers, the stocks, the EXP, the icon, the yada yada. I don't have to do any of that because they watched the videos already, right? The next one is 3-way calls. Now, I do 3-way calls for my downline, because many of your agents will feel comfortable attracting or inviting agents to a presentation. They don't want to present. I have no problem presenting. I love presenting. I love this company. It changed my life. It's my duty to give back, right? So I do 3-way calls where they come, they invite their guests, and I do the presentation. They sign them up. There's a 3-way call button on my website. You're going to have to build a 3-way call button on your website, so your agents in your downline can invite a guest, and you, them, the two of them, and you can be on a call. So it's called a 3-way call. Why not EXP weekly presentation? So I do a presentation, and I call it Why Not EXP every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Again, your agents will feel comfortable inviting. They won't want to do a presentation. I'll present, no problem. In the Why Not EXP, I do a full-blown EXP explained, right? So I go through my way of what I love about the company, how it changed my life, the icon program, all of those things. We call it Why Not, kind of like a play on words, because it's at 8 o'clock at night, and I usually drink a glass of wine. So put a little spin on it. Find your people again, right? The next one, number 6, is network. We are in the people business, guys. People business. We are in the people business. We are not selling real estate, right? We are selling ourselves and our services. My job as a marketer, right, is to convince you to work with me in a real estate transaction versus working with Joe Schmo over there. Same with agent attraction. Your job is to make sure that someone chooses you as their sponsor, not me, not Joe Schmo over there, right? So how do we do that? You build relationships. So even during COVID, I feel like we have gotten to the point where people crave personal relationship, to literally be in the same physical space with someone, to leave your house, to go do something, right? Number 1 is break bread. I want you to break bread every single day. What does break bread mean? Break bread means that you actually sit down and eat with someone. It could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, a snack, whatever you want to do. Go to a restaurant, do a picnic. I don't care. Break bread with someone. Have a personal one-on-one conversation. Go to events. Events are huge because you're going to meet people that you would not have a chance to meet otherwise. And the next one is bring the guests. So when you are going to these events, bring the guest. Bring somebody. Then we were kind of teasing with this whole EXP thing, but you know that if they come to an event and they get to meet us and they see how amazing we are at this company, not only what the company offers, but the people who are in this company, that's going to close down, right? Join real estate Facebook groups, because there's a lot of agents in there that you might become friends with, right? They won't allow you to recruit in there, but you can form personal relationships and then take the conversation elsewhere. Give before you take. I see agents that just me, but they don't actually give content. They don't give knowledge. They don't share and help other agents. It was going to be really hard, guys, because the more you give, the more you get. So the more knowledge I can share on social media, the more agents are going to follow me. And the more they follow me over time, I earn their trust. And when I earn their trust, yay, right? Eventually, they buy whatever I'm selling. So that's how you want to look at it. And I have 5 minutes to go through 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's do this. Number 7, you must know your numbers. You must know. And number 1 is know your numbers. And by numbers, I mean know their numbers, sorry, not yours. So when you have an EXP conversation, I know that I can beat your numbers with my eyes closed. But in order to do that, I have to know your numbers, right? Which means you're going to have to ask some uncomfortable conversations. How many transactions did you have last year? How long have you been in the industry? Where did those transactions come from? How many of those are on the listing side? How many on the buy side? What's your average commission? What's your average sales price? Why do I need to know that? Because if I know your average sales price, I can calculate how many transactions it's going to take for you to icon. So if I know your average price range is in the low 300s, I know it's going to take you 28, 29 transactions to icon. And if you're at 12 transactions, it's a hike, right? I might not be able to get you there in the first year, but I know what we need to do to get you there eventually. So I wouldn't be pushing the icon program. I might be pushing Obsidian and the leads and the KV course and the Team Gogo trainings and the Team Gogo leads that we provide to each other to take you from that 12 transactions to the 29 is going to take you to icon. The next one is know the model. I know the competitor's model. So if I'm talking to someone from Remax, right, I need to know what their cap and cut and their structure is like. Like sometimes when you're talking to someone from Keller Williams and they're like, my cap is 16,000. I'm like, yeah, but you have a royalty fee, another $6,000 or $3,000 or whatever that is. They was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like they pitch it to them in a sense, it's like they are almost honored to pay the $6,000 or whatever that is, that royalty fee, right? They don't even think about it. But at the end of the day, it's a fee that you are paying that you're never going to get back, right? The next one is what does your brokerage bring to the table? What does your broker currently bring to the table? Are you getting anything out of it? Are you, oh, you've been with the company for 20 years. Awesome. Are you a partner? Did they offer you ownership? Oh, no. Okay. How about how many transactions? 54 transactions last year. Did you earn your cap back? What? No. Right? These are the type of conversations you need to be having. But in order to know that, you need to know their numbers. Right? The next one is trackers. You need to track everything. I'm the biggest nerd that you're ever going to meet. So number 1 is the greatness tracker. The greatness tracker, again, is on my profile. Go ahead and download it. It will help you to structure your day to make sure you're not missing anything. The next one is the revenue share tracker. You have to track it. Certain things in our revenue share model, you are not going to be able to go back and track it. So I want you to start now. Even if you have one agent, I want you to start with that one agent now and go and track it. What happens? How did that one agent turn into 2? And when did you make your first revenue share? How much was it? How many agents you had at the time? Which month after starting? All that, get a revenue share tracker. And next one is a wealth chart. We talked about that earlier a little bit. The next one, number 9, videos. Show them the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not every day is sunny and 75 in real estate, guys. And I want you to be realistic and show the good, bad, and the ugly so they know what they're getting into. Allow people to really get to know you, right? Now, I'm not saying open up your closet and show your skeletons, right? I'm just saying talk about the fact that you have a type 1 diabetic son. I do talk about the fact that you moved to Florida and now you have financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom, right? I only work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. From the rest of my life, I took it off. Okay, those kind of things. And then when you allow them to get to know you, they will love you. When they love you, they will trust you. And when they trust you, they will buy anything you're selling. So trust takes time. And actually learned this from Rick Jiha's wife. And sorry, I cannot remember her first name. She said that your business will move with the speed of trust. Casey Jiha. Your business will move with the speed of trust. Trust will take time. For people to earn your trust, or you to earn their trust, I should say, it will take time. But when you earned it, and hopefully you never lose it, when you earn it, they will buy what you're selling. So work at that trust, allow them to get to know you, see who you are as a human, who you are in the business, and they will find something in common with you to join. And number 10, very, very quick, and I have 30 seconds to go, begin with the end in mind. When I joined EXP, I told my sponsor, then I am going to bring 100 agents. Mind you, at that time, nobody brought 100 agents. So my sponsor said, oh, okay, when you do that, I'll buy you a Rolex. And I should wear that Rolex. I always forget it because I track my sleep and I track how much I walk, right? So I have the Apple Watch on, but I do have a Rolex today. I didn't buy it. My sponsor did. Kurt, thank you so much. But I was a man of my word and he was a man of his, right? I said, I'm going to bring 100 agents. I brought 240 since then. But when I brought 100, he brought me a Rolex. So here's the thing. If you don't have a goal, you're going somewhere, but really nowhere because you don't have your internal GPS activated. So you need to know your goal and you need to have an end date to that goal. So you might say, I want to have 20 agents by the end of 2023. Then go get it done. Then you say, okay, I have 10 months left. That means I need to bring 2 agents a month. Where are those agents going to come from? How many do I need to talk to? Maybe you have to talk to 20 for a 10% closing rate for 2 to sign up. I don't know your numbers. You need to know your numbers, figure it out, but know the end goal. Put an end date to it and go get it done. And the next one is force your brain to see that. Sometimes we can't see sometimes it feels like your goals are so obnoxious and so big and so far away and you're never going to be able to reach that. And if you think you're never going to be able to reach it, you're never going to be able to reach it. So what that means is that you need to force your brain to be able to see that. So if there is something out in the world that I want, but my internal thing says, I don't think I can do that, right? Like she can do that because she has a mega icon team, but I can't do that because I don't have one, right? Now what you need to do, you need to sit down. I usually go to the beach. That's where God is for me. I go to the beach, I sit down, and I literally force my brain to be able to see the end goal. As soon as you can see it, and as soon as it feels like it's yours, you can have it. That's it, guys. This is for my 10 tips for agent attraction. Thank you so much for having me. Let's go do production.